Hello students, welcome to my channel Math Excellence. Today we are discussing a particular test. In my last video I have discussed with you that if we are taking any hypothesis, so how we can test our hypothesis. We have some particular type of test. I have discussed with you like we can apply the test Z test, T test, chi-square test, F test, ANOVA. So we have different types of tests to check that whatever the assumption or hypothesis we are taking, is it correct or not? So today we are discussing one of the tests, that is Z test. Okay, but the question is that if I'm taking any assumption, can I apply any test? No. So we cannot apply any random test on any assumption. Okay, we have some particular conditions, and these conditions you have to be remembered because on whatever the data you have, whatever the like the problem you want to solve, first of all, the conditions of each and every test should be clear because on all the types of problems, every test is not applicable. Okay, test is applicable on particular problems. Like if we are taking an example, you have to see that which type of test is applicable on this. Okay, so let's start with the Z test. For the Z test, we have the condition that the sample size should be greater than equals to 30. In my last video, I have discussed with you what is the meaning of population, what is sample. Okay, so what is the first condition of Z test? Z test we can apply only if the sample size is 30 or greater than equals to 30. Second, Z test is applicable if you have one population or you have two population, then you can then for one population and as well as if you have two population, you can apply the Z test if sample size is greater than equals to 30. Just keep remember this is the most important condition that sample size should be greater than equals to 30. And these are the some process we need to follow. Already I have discussed these process in my last video. First, we have to take null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Then we find critical values means after calculating the result by using particular test, we have to see the values from the table. After that, you have to take decision that you should accept your null hypothesis or you should reject your null hypothesis. So keep remember students, the first step is always take null hypothesis as well as alternative hypothesis, apply the test, check the critical value. After that, you have to take a decision that you are going with your null hypothesis or you should not go with your null hypothesis. Okay, but all these steps are same in each and every type of test. But the point is that which test we need to apply. So for the Z test, what is the condition? Sample size should be greater than equals to 30. If you are seeing that, so definitely we have to go for the Z test. This is a formula students for the Z test. Z is equals to xy minus mu by sigma by root n. Already I have discussed, but again I'm discussing this thing. If we have population, okay, and if we have sample. So please note it down these important points. It's very important. If you are going for mean or average. So in population mean or average, we denote by mu. This symbol is called mu. In sample, we denote by small x bar. If we are going for variance, so we denote by sigma square. Sigma square means population variance. But if you are talking about sample variance, this will be small s square. Next, if you are going for standard deviation, so for population we denote by sigma and in sample we denote by small s. And last, if we are talking about population or sample size, so population size is capital N and for sample size we use small n. These points should be clear in your mind, because if you're applying any formula, Z test, T test, it should be very clear what is the population mean, what is the sample mean, what is population standard deviation, what is sample standard deviation. Okay, so now you can see in this formula Z is equals to X bar minus mu upon sigma by root n. So what is X bar? Now you can see this is sample standard deviation. Mu is population mean. Sorry, X bar is sample mean. Mu is population mean. What is the sigma? Sigma is population standard deviation. Okay, and what is n? N is sample size. So now again I'm repeating, when we will apply the Z test, if sample size is greater than equals to 30, we will go for Z test, and this is the formula for the Z test. That now after this you have to take a conclusion. You have to take a decision. In decision, we have two things. If your calculated value means, if when you are applying this formula, you will get some answer. So if that is called calculated value. So if your calculated value is less than your tabulated value, table value, I will discuss in my when I'll discuss the problems. I'll discuss about the tabulated value. So if your calculated value is less than your table value, always you have to accept your null hypothesis. But if your calculated value is greater than tabulated value, always we have to reject the null hypothesis. So student, keep remember these 2 points. Whenever calculated value of Z is less than table value, accept the hypothesis. If calculated value is greater than table value, then reject the hypothesis. Okay. So now let's start the problems. Before problems, I'm just giving an idea about the critical value. This is a table for the Z test students. Okay. Now, in Z-test, if you have remember, in my last video, I have discussed with you when we are taking a null hypothesis or alternative. In alternative hypothesis, we have three things. If you are talking about single population, mu is not equal to some particular value, whatever is given, or mu is greater than particular value, or mu is less than particular value. If we have a case of not equal, means we are talking about two-tailed test. When we have mu greater than, please remember greater means positive side. It means we are talking about right-tailed test. And if less than equals to, we are talking about left-tailed test. So now in this, you can see that in two-tailed test for alpha equals to 1%, this is the value. For alpha 2%, 5%, and 10%. No need to learn this table, because in exam you always get these values in your questions. Otherwise, in your college, in your university, they will provide you the table as well. So no need to learn these values. So just keep remember how to check the values. This is the important thing. So for two-tail test, if you are going for this one, two-tail test, these are the values for different level of significance for right tail and for left tail. And also one more important point, when you are going for two population, already I have discussed in my last video. For two population, there are again three cases can be arise. Mu1 is not equals to mu2. Here I'm talking about mu because I'm saying single population, two population, or mu1 greater than mu2, then right tail, it's two tail. Or if you are going for less than case, same students, that is left tail test. So just you have to just know that how to see this table. If you don't know, so it's very difficult for you to calculate the table value. So these values are called tabulated value. Now let's start to solve some problems. Okay, if you are looking for this example, and this example read this. First of all, students, always understand the problem. understand the question, then you can very easily solve any problem. Okay. Now let's talk about this problem. A sample of size 100. First of all, sample size 100. How to denote sample size? Small n. This is 400, sorry, was drawn, and this sample mean was found to be 99. So x bar is 99. Now this is given. They are asking test whether this sample could have come from a normal population with mean. So population mean is mu. This is 100. And population with the mean and standard deviation means this is a mean of population and this is standard deviation of population. So sigma is 8. Then these things are given to me. Now, first of all, see this. What is n? N is greater than equals to 30. Correct now? So definitely what I should do, I have to go for which type of test? Z test. Why? Because sample size is greater than equals to 30. Got it? Done. I have to apply the Z test. Now, how to start this question? Already I have discussed take null hypothesis and alternative. But what is null? Null means there is no change. They're asking to know how to say no change. Read this question. They are asking to you in the second line, they're asking to you test whether this sample could have come from our population with mean 100. So they are saying to you this sample you are selecting from particular population. Is it true? Are you selecting from particular population means you are saying I have a this particular company and this department I'm choosing from this company only because company is a population, this department is a sample. Is it true? You have to check. So you will say null hypothesis means there is no difference. Mu is 100. You will say there is no difference. Yes, I'm choosing from this population only. Now, null alternative hypothesis means that are you getting any word of greater than, less than, beyond, below, shorter, larger? No. So it means alternative hypothesis means opposite of this one. Okay, so first we are taking that mu is equals to 100. Yeah, this sample I am choosing from this population means I'm choosing this sample from this population. Alternative opposite. That first step completed. Now go for Z test. What is the formula? X1 minus mu by sigma by root n. Put the values. X bar is 99 minus 100 upon 8 by under root 400. So when we will solve 8, so we will get the answer Z is equals to minus 2.5. And one more thing in this example, students, we in alternative hypothesis we were taking mu is not equals to 100. Not equal to 100 means which test? Two-tailed test. Please keep remember this thing. Okay, and mention over there also. Now, what is my calculated value? Now, my calculated value by using Z test is mod I'm using, so that is positive 2.5. Done. We got it. Now, at what level of significance was given in the question? We have read it. That is 5% level of significance. 5% level of significance for two-tailed test. Okay, so already I have shown you the table, correct? So you have to see over there at 5% level of significance for two-tailed test, what is the table value? So when you will see, you will get the table value. Guys, alpha stands for level of significance. At 5% level of significance for two-tailed test, the table value is 1.96. Done. So what is my calculated value from the formula? 2.5. What is my tabulated value? 1.96. Okay, so now you can analyze. My calculated value is greater than tabulated value. So already in my first slide, I have discussed with you, sorry, second slide, I have discussed with you in conclusion part, when calculated is greater than tabulated, we have to reject the null hypothesis. If you are rejecting null hypothesis, then what you are accepting? You are accepting alternative hypothesis. Your question is done. So it's very easy to attempt these types of question. You have to just remember, take null hypothesis, alternative, apply the formula, done, and just take the conclusion. So any question, if you are solving from any test, you can solve very easily. Now, let's go to second problem and you guys solve these questions with me because this is only for your practice. Okay, now again I'm saying first of all understand the meaning of the question. Now in this question, a random sample of 100 recorded deaths. I don't know how many population I have, but sample is 100. Then now they are saying a random sample of 100 recorded deaths in the United States during the past year showed an average means mean lifespan of 71.8 years, means average of sample. How to denote it's that? What is sample mean? 71.8. First of all, always write the given things. Done. Now second line. Assuming a population standard deviation, now some population is definitely given to me, but I don't know what is a population size. But they are saying population standard deviation is 8.9. Yes, does this seem to indicate that the mean lifespan today, mean means average lifespan today is greater. Keep remember, we are getting a word of greater now. Greater than 70 years, so mean is 70. Okay, these things are given to me. Now understand the meaning of the question, what they are asking. Because we have to take the null hypothesis as well as alternative. So in this question, students, they are saying we have a US population, right? From past years, they have collected the data of 100 people and the average life was 71.8. Okay. Now they are asking to you, if population standard deviation is 8.9 years, is it so that today average life of the people is increased, means is it greater than 70 years? Yes or no? So keep remember, null hypothesis means you will say there is no difference. Past years and now average life is same. You will say that is 70 only. There is no change. Now alternative opposite means three cases not equals to greater or less. So what is the word they are using? Greater. So you will say mu is greater 70. That mu is greater than 70 we are using now. What is the sample size we have? Greater than equals to 30. So which test? Definitely Z test. Now Z is equals to xy minus mu upon sigma by root n. Put the values 71.8 minus 70 upon 8.9, then under root 100. Now when we are solving this, so let me tell you. Okay, and one more thing, class. In alternative hypothesis, we have considered greater. Which type of test? Greater means right tail test. Please keep reminder because then only we can see table value. Okay, so after solving it, we got the answer 2.02. That so at 5% level of significance, okay, or right to test. The table value is, you can see from the table, is 1.645. So my calculated value is 2.02. My table value is 1.645. So my calculated value is greater than tabulated value, same as the previous question, guys. So it means I have to reject the null hypothesis. Question completed. I'll accept the alternative. Accept the alternative hypothesis means today in US, people age is definitely greater than 70 years. Okay, so let's now discuss one more question. Now discussing another different question. Why this question is different, I'll discuss with you. This is very important question. Okay, first of all, understand the meaning, guys. Question is, an insurance agent has claimed that the average age of average, please keep in mind mean. Always please understand the meaning of the question. Any question you can solve, any question. Just keep remember the basic conditions like n is greater than equals to 30, less than, what is given, what is not given. Just focus on all these things. You can apply any test, guys, and you will get the answer very easily. Okay. Now, in this question, an insurance agent has claimed that the average age of policy holders who insures through him, means some of the people have taken the policy through him and they insured their policy through him. Their age is less than the average age for all agents, which is 30.5 years. He is saying the people who insured the policy through him, their age is less than 30.5 years. He is saying, okay, what is the sample they have collected for 100 policy holder for that person? And this is the data. At 5% level of significance, we need to check. So let's discuss this question. It's a very good question. First of all, N is what? N is given to me, that is 100 policy holder. Okay. Now, second thing, null hypothesis. Null hypothesis class, he's saying that who insured the policy through me, so their age is less than 30.5 years, but the people who insured the policy through other agents, their age is not less than 30.5 years. So null hypothesis means there is no difference. We will say the average, what we will assume, we will say average age of all people who insure the policy through him or any other agent. Definitely for all the people, age is same. We'll consider this only. Okay. So we will assume that the average age is 30.5 years. We are not saying any difference. Keep remember. But what is alternative? Alternative means less than what, guys, we have in this question. Mu is less than 30.5 years. Okay, done. Now this is, I think basic scenario is clear to all of my students. Now, class, what is the second thing you need to consider? Okay, in this question, now let's, what is the sample size we were considering for this question? So according to that, we have to see that, we have to see that key sample size is greater than equals to 30. So obviously I have to go for the Z test. So apply the Z test because sample size is greater than equals to 100. I think this thing is clear to all of my students. If sample size is greater than equals to 30, go for Z test. Okay, now Z test formula is x bar minus mu upon sigma by root n. Now, students, why this question is important? Tell me, is x bar is given to you? Hmm. Is mu is given? Yes. Is sigma is given? No. Two things are not given to me. So please make a note and keep remember this thing. It's very important when population standard deviation is not mentioned in the question, is not given, and at that case, then sigma square means population variance is always equivalent to sample variance. Then we have to apply, then we have to apply the formula for sample variance. And what is the formula? 1 upon n summation f xi minus x bar whole square. What is this? You all know that this is sum of square of deviation. And what is L? We all know F, we all know frequency. Okay. So let's solve this question now. In this question, what is given to me? Age is given to me. Then frequency is given to me. Okay. What I need to calculate, student? X bar. Okay. X bar formula, we all know that it's a continuous series. Okay. So continuous series summation f x upon N. So what is age criteria? 16 to 20. Solve this question with me, please. 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40. Frequency 12, 22, 20, 30, 16. Total is 100. Next. Is X is given? No. What is X? It's a continuous series. We all have studied these things. It's a midpoint. How to calculate midpoint? Upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Okay. 16 plus 20, 36 by 2, that is 18. Then 23, 28, 33, 38. Done. Now and please keep remember, never learn the table. Learn the formula. In this formula, what is given? N. Do you have? Yes, I have. This is 100. Do you have F into X? No. Then calculate. F multiplied X. It's 216. This is 506. It's 560. This is 990. This is 608. Total is 2880. Please cross verify the calculation once also. And my X bar is 28.8. Done. Okay. Now let's go for sample variance. Formula already I have discussed. F xi minus x bar whole square. Do you have n? Yes, I have n. Do we have frequency? Yes. Do we have xi minus x bar? No. What is xi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's calculate now. Xi minus x bar. When we are calculating, so I am getting minus 10.8 because 18 minus 28.8. Then minus 5.8 minus 0.8, 4.2 and 9.2. What is xi minus x bar whole square? 10.8 whole square, 116.64, 33.64, 0.64, 17.64, 84.64. And the last f xi minus x bar whole square. With this multiply frequency 1399.68, 740.08, 12.8, 529.2, 1354.24. Total is 4036. Put the value, students. 4036 divided by 100. This is 40.36. But this is S square. 40.36. I am calculated S. So square root 6.35. I got it this value. No, sorry. This was the homework I supposed to give my student. I don't have space in that slide. So I'm discussing over here. Okay. So now with the value z, x bar minus mu upon s root n. What is x bar is given to me? We have calculated 28.8. what is mu, which is already given to me, 30.5. S, we have calculated 6.35 under root 100. So when you will solve, you will get calculate Z will be minus 2.68. So calculated Z is basically, first of all, you'll write Z. So it's 2.68. And in this portion, already I have discussed alternative hypothesis we will apply for left tail test. So at 5% level of significance for left tail test, tabulated value is 1.645. So this is my calculated, this is my table. Calculated value is greater than tabulated. Again, students, we have to reject null hypothesis. So three different types of question I have discussed with you. I have discussed right tail test, left tail test, and two tail test. Three different types of question. Just keep remember, check the sample size, take null hypothesis alternative, and just take a decision. Any students, any question students you can solve. Okay, so if you have any doubt in that test, in comment box, you can drop a message. Thank you, students.